Derek Kilmer called me and he said he wanted me to pass along his thanks and the thanks of everyone on his staff for all of you coming out tonight. He said that January 6th was the worst day he'd ever had, and he's so grateful for everyone here who is coming out in this show of solidarity for voting rights.
And we appreciate him too.
My name is Angela Gurko, and I'm the president of the League of Women Voters of Jefferson County. All across the nation, leagues and other organizations are holding vigils to honor our dear friend, democracy. I am honored to stand here today with all of you and show our support for this wonderful democratic experiment that we're part of. I use the word experiment because, as any of you who have spent time in a laboratory know, experiments take time, patience, and a lot of work to get right. The early years of our nation saw voting limited to a select few. Millions of people were enslaved, and millions were forcibly removed from their land. It took 100 years before the right to vote began to expand. We are an imperfect nation still struggling to create a truly representative democracy. Still struggling to create structures where the voices of everyone can be heard. Here in Washington, along with our fellow citizens in Utah and Oregon, we have it easy. Our ballots are mailed to us. We can mail them back, or we have ballot boxes scattered across the county. I am thankful every day that our elected officials had the foresight to make it easy for everyone in this state to vote. In many states across the nation, gerrymandering is making it harder for people to be represented by individuals from their own communities. Voter restrictions being implemented across the nation are placing a burden on citizens seeking to exercise their right to vote. In our nation's capital, 1 year ago today, a few thousand people decided to pose an extra threat to democracy, interrupting the joint session of Congress assembled to count the electoral votes, attacking police officers, and threatening elected officials. I ask you now to take a moment of silence to remember those law enforcement officers at the U.S. Capitol who died or were injured solely because they were doing their duty that day to safeguard democracy. Donate your time and money to organizations seeking greater representation in democracy. Write letters for groups like Vote Forward or other organizations encouraging people to register and vote. Donate your time and money to voting rights organizations, particularly in those states that are facing massive voter restrictions. Let kindness and generosity be your guide as we work together to make our democracy stronger.
Yay.
And now I'll ask for everyone, please, to spread out nice and wide. The remainder of this will be a candlelight vigil. Let's think about the 6th. Let's think about what happened. And let's think about what we can do to make sure everyone has the right to vote. Thank you.
Thank you.